In Geometry Section 3.5, we're trying to prove that lines are parallel. Now, if you look at Section 3.2, all of the if and thens in these postulates have been switched from 3 and 2. Okay, so it's kind of related. In Section 3.2, it's trying to show you which lines are parallel. This section is dedicated to proving if they are parallel or they're not. And basically, as long as these rules apply, and I want you to go ahead and pause it at any time and write it down, then it tells you that they are in fact parallel. Okay, so for example, if corresponding angles are equal, so corresponding again are the same side, different lines. So if 2 and 6 are equal, automatically I know that these lines are parallel. If 1 and 5 are equal, then these are parallel. If alternate exterior angles are equal, so the alternate exterior 2 and 7, if they tell me 2 and 7 is equal, then these are parallel. See, in 3.2, they would tell you these are parallel, so then you can conclude that 2 and 7 are equal. So on and so forth. If you don't remember 3.2, go ahead and watch the movie. It's a good refresher, the video. But go ahead and write these down. Consecutive interior angles should be equal. Alternative interior angles are equal, and if two lines are parallel, consecutive interior angles are supposed to add up to 180. Right? Consecutive interior, so these are supposed to add up to 180, then the lines are parallel. Common mistake. Alright, so the last one is if two lines are perpendicular to the same line, then the lines are parallel. So in this case, if I had two lines, and I told you that this was perpendicular and this is perpendicular, well, since they're both perpendicular, they both have the same slope, so they are in fact parallel. And that's postulate 3.8. Go ahead and write this down to forget the vocabulary, and you have some example problems in your home frame. Here we go. So we have to determine which one is parallel. So they'll give us some of these, and I see these right here. Let's just focus on B and C. Okay? With B and C, these angles are what kind of angles? These are consecutive interior angles. Well, if we look, and by focusing on BC, I want you just to erase this from your mind and just focus on these two lines. Okay? If I do 100 plus 77, because they're consecutive interior angles, they should equal 180 degrees. So this is 100 plus 77 gives me 177 degrees. This does not equal 180. So angle B and C are not parallel. Okay, let's look at A and B. Okay, this is A and B right here. Okay, if I look at A and B, so that means I'm going to erase this line right here, right? Then that means, let's say this is a straight line, right? So this is 77 degrees, this is 180 minus 103, which gives me, 180 minus 77, which gives me 103 degrees. So this is 103 degrees, and this is 103 degrees, right? Those are corresponding angles. So for A and B, corresponding angles are 103 equals 103. So A is parallel to B. That's one of my answers. But we also have A and C. So let's look at A and C. Well, if this is 100, okay, then this is a vertical angle, and vertical angles are 100. Now this corresponding to this, they are not corresponding. So A is not parallel to C. So the only two lines that are parallel are A and B. Okay? Now please remember how I did not use the postulates. I didn't say postulate 3.4 told me this. I know that corresponding angles is a postulate. Corresponding angles, consecutive interior angles, those are the labels that I should be using. So for this one, it wants us to find x and angle M. To make the video shorter, let's just find x. Okay? Wants us to find x so that PQ is parallel to MN. So, this is PQ, this is MN. They're going to have that filled in. We don't need to fill that in, I just forgot to fill it in. So, these are consecutive exterior angles. And if we look back on any of our postulates in 3.2 or even these postulates, we know that alternative exterior angles. It says alternative exterior angles are supposed to be equal. So in order for these to be parallel, they have to be equal. So I have to say 11x minus 25 equals 7x plus 35. Okay? 11x minus 25 equals 7x plus 35. And from here, once I set it up, I just solve. We want to get x by itself, so let's move all the x's to one side. I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. 11x minus 7x gives us 4x. Minus 25 equals 35. I'm going to add 25 to both sides. This is going to be 4x equals 60. Divide by 4, x equals 15. Now the other one said to find z, y, n. I forgot to label them, so usually you have to plug it back in. But in this case, we're just going to stop here at x equals 15. So this is telling us that we're assuming these are parallel. In order for these to parallel, our alternate exterior angles have to be equal. So once we set them equal, from then on, it's just algebra. So go ahead and write this down. Don't forget to do your vocabulary. And try page 176, numbers 1 through 4. 176, numbers 1 through 4, and we'll go over in class.